Chosen Ones, the Multigenerational Cycle Breaker, Part B. Welcome back, Chosen One, to the University of Isolation, an institution where the chosen ones are enrolled not by choice but by divine assignment. So far, you've uncovered the root, you've seen the patterns, you've named the curse, but how do you actually break it? Here's how, spiritually and strategically. Let's go deeper. Number 1, name it. You cannot confront what you're still calling normal. You cannot rebuke what you still romanticize. You cannot cast out what you keep cuddling. In the Bible, when Jesus asked the man possessed by demons, "What is your name?" the response was Legion. Why? Because naming the spirit exposes its structure, its reach, and its grip. In your bloodline, that spirit might be called depression, rage, lack, manipulation, emotional silence, absent fathers, witchcraft, or people-pleasing. Get specific. Psychologists call this pattern recognition. It's the foundational step in healing, naming the wound, the behavior, the trauma. Because if you misdiagnose it, you will mistreat it. 2, renounce it. This isn't just therapy, it's spiritual warfare. To renounce means to declare your disconnection from something formally. It is a breaking of spiritual contracts. Scripture says in 2 Corinthians 4:2, "We have renounced the hidden things of dishonesty." That includes the secret sins, the generational secrets, the we don't talk about that topics. Speak it out loud, because heaven responds to sound. Remember, God spoke the world into existence. Sound creates a shift. Demons hide in silence but tremble at the word. Death and life are in the power of the tongue. 3, replace it. Once you cast the thing out, you have to fill the space. Jesus warned in Matthew 12:43-45 about the unclean spirit that leaves a person, finds no rest, and returns with 7 worse spirits if the house is swept and empty. So don't just sweep, furnish. Replace the lies of lack with scriptures of abundance. Replace the rejection wound with declarations of adoption. I am accepted in the beloved. Replace people-pleasing with God-pleasing. Build new rhythms, prayer, fasting, studying the scriptures, worship and rest. You're not just avoiding the curse, you're cultivating a blessing. 4, establish new patterns. Legacy doesn't live in theory, it lives in habits. You may be the first in your family to go to therapy, the first to start a business, the first to apologize, the first to say, "No more yelling," the first to teach your children about boundaries and prayer, not just religion. Psychologist Dr. Nicole LePera teaches that repetition creates neural rewiring. In other words, what you consistently do becomes what your family inherits. And in Romans 12:2, the Bible already told us, "Be transformed by the renewing of your mind." 5, stay rooted in community. Don't isolate in pride. Isolation for healing is holy. Isolation from accountability is dangerous. You need people who won't just tolerate your change, but protect it. Jesus had Peter, James, and John in Gethsemane, not the crowd. Even Elijah had Elisha. Paul had Timothy. There will be seasons of pruning and pockets of people covering your purpose. Ask God to reveal them. Chosen one, I know it's heavy. I know the warfare is real. But hear me, this is not punishment, it is positioning. Your pain is not proof that you're cursed. It's proof that you were called to end the curse. Because you are the hinge that history turns on, the whisper that shifts bloodlines, the fire that refines the story. You weren't born to endure, you were born to rebuild. And in our next lesson, we'll examine the case of the firstborn chosen. Ever wondered, Why does the firstborn in many families seem to carry the heaviest load? Why does spiritual inheritance so often rest on the shoulders of the first? Why does heaven honor them, and why does hell hunt them? We'll explore the cost, the covenant, and the crown of the firstborn. The University of Isolation is not a place of punishment, but a place of preparation. It is where the chosen are stripped of excuses and cloaked in wisdom, where bloodlines shift, curses crumble, and futures begin, where the battle becomes a blueprint, and where you become the blessing you never received, where God raises up one to free many, where the silence of generations is interrupted by the voice of one. Thank you for watching. Until I see you in the next class, please like, share, subscribe for more soul food, and feel free to leave a comment or question down below.